Tell him he sucks.
Hey, one of you guys got to tell me when the stream's on, because something is fucked up.
Oh god,
It's not on. I'm watching it right now.
Just give me like a signal. Like touch the tip of your nose, Steven.
There it is, dude.
It's on?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It says you'll be
Give me a
fine.
signal.
Dude, I signaled like
on
crazy.
TV?
Okay.
It is on TV.
It's on TNT.
Dental plan.
Found it.
So you're gonna be watching the Warriors game while this is going on?
No, I'm
Probably.
gonna get some focus. A little bit. But you guys are gonna be talking about like Tekken 7, so I mean.
Dude, I hate Maurice face so much.
Why?
He sucks.
Isn't he on the Warriors?
Yes.
I want him. You want to trade him for Robert Soccer?
Yes. Straight up.
Oh, you straight up.
like Blake and Thompson, straight up. God,
Like-
that would have been the worst
Yeah,
trade ever.
I wish you were the Warriors GM. I would have made that trade so long ago.
It was 4 years ago. He wasn't that good.
Yeah, but neither was Steve Blake. I miss those days when the Lakers were like kind of good.
They still are.
Ugh.
You had that Filipino Jordan guy.
Yeah.
Shh.
The first ever Asian backcourt.
Didn't you
Starting
hear me?
backcourt?
That noise that my mouth made means shh.
I don't know that's you.
Okay, that
I
was
can't
me.
even see you.
Well, now you know. Internet, what's up, everybody? It's Thursday. This is gonna be one of those days, I think. We've got a lot of guests here. There's
I'm
five.
looking
Yeah,
at Rip's
I like
screen.
that setup.
Rip boned out. He's out of there. We've got Rip. He's supposed to be downstairs. I don't know where he went. He took off. And then below
Wait,
Rip
he really
is
left?
Ricksta. He's down there. What's up, Ricksta?
Hello.
And then over here to my, what is that? My right, I guess. My right. We got Steven Johnson. What's up, Steven from NorCal? And then below him, we got Bronson, looking better than ever. You've never looked younger, Bronson.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. And then below you guys, we have the chat room. I still squeezed you motherfuckers in there, so that worked out. Rip's back. What's up, Rip? What happened?
Probably took a deuce.
He's muted.
Mike, you're still broken, man.
Are you serious? Why are you making that face? Fix your...
There we go.
What an idiot.
I'm back.
What is this?
What's up?
What are you, new around here? Are you fucking new?
Dude, this mic is not new. Is the real problem.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got some stuff to talk about today. First of all, Rip, you had a secret rendezvous in NorCal.
Oh yeah, super secret.
You weren't planning on going. All of a sudden, you were there. Everyone in my chat has been telling me that you were hogging the machine up for hours and hours. Everyone's talking about how they hate your guts and all this stuff. So
Business as usual.
yeah, we're gonna give you an opportunity to defend yourself and your honor by telling us everything you know about Tekken 7 and all your thoughts and all that bullshit.
Oh shit!
What happened? What'd you do?
What'd
I
you do?
almost broke my chair.
Don't do that. Oh, that would be
Cool.
pretty good on stream. That would be pretty good on stream.
I don't know how this
Anyway.
show works. Okay, got it.
Also, before we get to that, I think the first thing that we should all discuss before we move on to why these two clowns are over here on the right of the show, is Lion's Den. Because, I mean, obviously you two guys were the guys who ran Strong Style. You guys, obviously that's what we're going to talk about later. So we'll talk about Strong Style and all that stuff a little later. But to me, the thing that kind of relates to Strong Style is Lion's Den. I watched some of the stream. I tried to catch as much of it as I could. And when I was watching it, it really reminded me of Strong Style. It really reminded me of a Tekken-only tournament. Everyone's there for the same thing, kind of grassroots. I was really happy that they got their stream, to go off without a hitch. Everything seemed overall pretty cool. Even when they didn't have direct feed, they did the best with it that they could, and they had the matches clearly visible at least. So that was really cool. As far as I'm concerned, Lions Den was a home run. It looked great. It was entertaining. Lots of people watched. I tried to host when I realized it was on, and it was cool overall. Did any of you guys catch it? What do you think, Rip?
Yeah, I watched a bit of it. That was the day I was driving up to NorCal, though, so I missed a lot of it. But it seemed really, really cool. I didn't even notice that it wasn't the direct feed at first. They had the camera set up so well on the screen.
Yeah.
The commentators at first were kind of whack, but overall, it was an interesting vibe. Out of
What was
the whole
wrong with the
event.
commentators?
They were just the people I saw anyway, I don't know who they are, but they were talking about like, hey, I don't even know who this guy is. I just met him today. You know what I mean? And they were people I was totally unfamiliar with, and they were okay. But for the most part, the top
How to go
tier,
from whack to okay?
they were like. I mean, I don't want to insult them too much. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
It's okay. They already don't like you. You hog
Dude,
the
Rip,
machine
stop
all
being a little
day.
bitch.
Oh,
Fucking insult the shit out of
damn,
them.
Bronson, you should be on the
Yeah.
show more often.
Well, they were okay, bitches. God. But yeah, overall, I like the vibe out of the event. You know, it was cool watching, you know, the Koreans do well and seeing all those guys come together, like the main man versus JDCR or Devil and Phantom, Thug Life, you know, all that stuff that happened. That was tight.
Okay, cool. I guess I didn't catch as much of it as I thought, or maybe I don't remember it, but I thought the commentary was pretty cool. I always like hearing accents. But yeah, of course, you know, some of the jokes are a little weird, and yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. What do you think? Ricky, did you get to watch any of it?
No, they were all on when I was asleep, so I
Really?
missed it all.
Wow.
I even had the channel favorited too, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it when I see it, and then I fell asleep and never saw it. But that's my bad, you know. So I wish
Sick.
I saw it though
Okay,
for sure,
okay.
because you know I wanted to know more about Devil mainly because he was the guy that was supposed to come to Strong Style,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
you know he
Oh,
did
that
it. So
would have been so sick.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I wanted to see him just because you know he's the name that I knew recognized out of him and a Sim.
Yeah, Asim.
So yeah, but I definitely want to catch the VODs, is that as the internet calls them?
Yeah, you know, that guy Devil, he actually, I don't know, are there spoiler alert, that guy beat Help Me, and later on in Double Jeopardy, Help Me came back and ruined his butt so bad. That was really a cool match for me, but what about you, Steven? Did you get to watch it?
No, I didn't watch a single match from that, but I'll check
Nice.
it out later.
What about
Do
you,
you
Bronson?
still
so wait,
watch
the-
Tekken, Steven?
Dude, I've been checking out a couple of Tekken 7 videos, but I'm not like as nearly passionate as I was before. But
Okay.
what the double Jeopardy? Did they actually do that? Is that MLG rule?
No, they did it at Lions Den. They did it just a regular old, you know, tournament
True.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Bronson? Did you catch it? I figured you would. You're real tight with all those CKT boys.
No, I didn't watch any of it.
Damn. Did you really not watch any
No,
of
I
it?
didn't. I don't really watch a lot of Tekken except for bad American Tekken because that's most entertaining to me.
It is
Boy,
pretty good.
You guys
Yeah.
are something. Okay. All right. Well, okay. That I guess I watched more of Lions Den than any of you, and in my eyes, I didn't really watch that much of it. So I watched the grip. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was an awesome event because you know things like that don't happen very often. I was watching Lions Den, thinking to myself, this reminds me of Strong Style, and Strong Style is like a fucking like myth. You have to like, it's totally like a myth. You know, the people don't even think it happened. It was all made up.
That's so good.
That would be pretty good.
In a
Yes.
sense, it is
Oh.
good for the people who were there, but there weren't all that many people who were there, considering all the people that care about. Whoa, what the fuck is that, Steven?
It's my dog.
Oh, Why are you so
scared the
scared?
crap out of me, dude.
That
Man.
shit looked gross. What the hell is that?
Shit out of me too.
It's going like one
Hey.
frame per minute
Wait,
too,
get out,
so it
get
just
out,
like
get out.
popped
Stop.
in screen
Are
and
you
went
making
right
out
for
with
your
Agro
face.
over there?
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Hey, Bacon, you want to get on stream?
Oh,
Damn.
God, everyone bring the dogs on.
Dueling
Alright.
banjos. I'll get Charles on here.
I'll get Big ol', where are
Jesus
you?
Christ.
Oh my god.
All right, would you get these dogs out of here? You know how many guests there are on the show right now? This is absurd. Okay. So, look, let's wrap that whole topic up. Lions Den, hella thumbs up. I think there are videos being uploaded somewhere. Do you guys know where the matches are available? Real Menace?
I think, yeah, and CKT Gaming, I think, streamed it on the first day. And I think the archive of CKT Gaming is on Twitch, and I heard Real Menace is going to upload to YouTube.
Got it. So yeah, those are really pretty solid matches, especially the high profile. There was a lot of like famous players there, so that was really cool, and I'm really glad they were able to stream it. So good
Yeah, I heard
times for sure.
Alsim didn't do too bad against JDCR. It was 3-0, but the matches were pretty close.
Yeah, everyone did really well. I mean, overall, I don't even remember exactly the details, but I do remember being entertained, and I do remember, as I said, it reminding me of Strong Style. So overall, for Tekken fans, it was a home run. Plus, a shitload of people watched too. You know, throughout. Like, you know, when I went to bed, there was a group of people watching, and then, you know, when I woke up. So that was cool.
Did you just say it was 3-0 and it was really close?
It
You
happens.
did say that, right? Yeah.
Yes.
It
Yeah, I
happens.
wasn't even
Okay.
paying attention to
Hey
what he
man,
said.
I'm much older now. 3-0s don't really have a.
Yeah, like me and you at MLG, man. It was
Yeah, that
really
was really
close.
close. That was
really
that
close.
was the closest 2-minute 3 out of 5 I ever had in my life.
Yeah, me too.
Closest one.
I almost beat you.
It's like the complete opposite for like Arturo. Arturo's like 10-9. That shit was a blow up. Like,
That shit was a blow up. Okay, all right. Lions Den. Next one, NCR. So, did NCR have any significance if Tekken 7 wasn't there to us right this moment?
ooh, the patch issue. That was kind of sick.
Oh, yeah. That was a doozy. So,
Oh.
the big problem was that they played out part of the top 8 and then realized that the console that they were using to play out part of the top 8 was not patched. And this isn't some Mickey Mouse like MLG operation. This is a Capcom Pro Tour event ran by the people who know exactly what they're talking about. So somebody there made a mistake, and I saw that John Choi took the blame for it, and he rectified it in just about the best way possible. So
But did you read about what exactly happened?
all I know is that they played out the matches and shit happened, like matches ended, and then they realized that it was during a match, they realized that it's not patched, so they
Right.
redid the top 8.
Right, and part of it, and only one of the outcomes was different, right?
Right.
But,
Top 16, not top 8, by the way. But
Right. And
Okay.
the reason, though, that happened, the system actually had the correct version for the downloaded version of the game, but because they put the disc version in, that's why it's out of date. So Xbox sucks because of that, basically. So even if you have patch downloaded for the digital version, if somebody puts in a disc, you got to make sure it loads up the correct version.
Well, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's in the end of the day, it's someone's fault,
Yeah.
and so
Gonzo,
whatever.
Gonzo.
I think the important part of the equation is that John Choi did just about the classiest thing that you could do, and that is he offered a trip to Kazunoko, who's the only guy who got screwed in this equation because his match ended up with different results. He offered him a free trip to any one of the Capcom Pro Tour major events coming up. So
I think he's going to SCR now.
he decided to, I guess, go to SCR. Personally, I mean, I've always been the kind of guy who's like, man, that player got screwed. He should really be like, there should be reparations for, his problem, his troubles. So in this case, I think that John Choi did what he should have done, and that's really cool. I think it completely clears up all the tarnish. People make mistakes, and it doesn't have to be MLG. Anyone could make a mistake, and it doesn't even matter whose fault it is. The point is that John Choi stepped up, took the blame, just like he should as a tournament organizer, and rectified it. Anything to add on the topic of that before we move on to the more important shit?
John's the god.
Yeah, he's a legend, man. I mean, that's the thing, you would expect no other response from a legend. Of course he's going to do that. He's a great, classy guy, so that's that.
Everyone blame Hanzo Gonzo.
Yeah, we'll get him. We'll get that motherfucker.
We'll get him.
Yeah, we'll get him.
Pitchforks and shit.
That's right. Anyway, okay, so NCR, other than that, any interesting stuff happen, or are we going straight to Rip's experiences with Tekken 7, hogging the machine? Marvel, Street Fighter, whatever. There was no Tekken this year. There was a lot of games this year. So NCR pretty much solidifying itself as being like a big Capcom event, but not anything else. Am I right? We can all conclude that. You guys are up there in NorCal. You agree with that, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if it's just Capcom. I mean, did it Smash do really well too?
There
I'm
was
not
Smash,
sure.
there was Guilty Gear as well.
Okay.
I
It's
mean,
also in Sacramento, the butthole of California, so no one likes it.
I went last year. It was, I mean, what do you want? What do you want the town to do for you? It's a place where you can sleep. I don't know. It's a tournament. The town sucks ass. We were walking around on Saturday night in like the sickest part of town, and it was like a ghost town. So it was crazy. There were bars with people in there, like waitresses. They were like sitting around playing Jenga and shit with each other. They had nothing to do. It was crazy. So yeah, it's the town sucks, but that's probably why they hold it there, because nobody wants to go there. NCR is like a fucking event over there in Sacramento. Nothing happens, so
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, they get it for a really good price.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, now they're trying to beef up Sacramento, Like they're putting in an arena and they're trying to fix up downtown. So I mean, this even Sacramento, while it's cheap now, in a couple years, like NCR might not even be able to go there. So
What kind of an arena?
Basketball.
for the Kings.
Really? No
Yep,
shit.
yep.
That's
Right
pretty cool.
downtown. Because like right now it's in the middle of like the boot, like you have to drive out into the middle of nowhere, and it's like this arena in the middle of a dirt patch. So it's pretty
Okay.
crazy.
Well, okay. NCR, whatever. Tekken 7. Markman managed to do some kind of secret rendezvous with Mr. Harada and got the cabinet, or at least the board, for Tekken 7. And you tell me the rest of the story, Rip. How did this happen last minute, and what did it mean for people that were at NCR?
Well, I don't know how it happened, but basically, as far as I understand it, Markman and Mad Cats are going to be trying to bring Tekken 7 around to as many events as they can. My understanding before I went was that it was going to be at NorCal Regionals, and then it was going to be at Northwest Majors, and then who knows leading up to Evo. But then Mark said that he's going to try to hit up, much more events along the way, and he's going to basically try to take it everywhere Mad Cats goes.
Excellent. So, tell me how it worked for you. What made you want to go? I mean, last I heard, yeah, I'm not going to NCR, and then Charles is like, he's on stream right now. Like, what the fuck? Teleporter?
Yeah, dude. So I guess it was like Friday. I was not planning to go, obviously. There was no Tekken tournament there, and Tekken 7 we had just played at a final round a couple weeks before. So I was like, yeah, I played, and I played it. I got to play it at a final round for like 18 games or something, whatever. So I felt like, oh, I got a good taste of it. But then I guess Markman got on stream and he called us bitches for not going to NorCal, and then some people on Twitter hit us up, not too many. But then I was just thinking about it, I was like, man, I'm really not doing anything tomorrow anyway, and so I hit up my girlfriend because I know she's got friends up there, and she basically was down to go visit. And so we went. That was it.
Cool. So tell me about your time with the game. How much did you get to play? And I saw you put up a video, and I thought it was a really well-made video. I thumbed it up.
Ooh,
Nice.
I thought it was a good video.
It was the first time I've ever done a video like that. So I mean, have you ever done a video like that, Eris, where you talk to the camera and like edit that shit?
The edit that shit part, no, but yeah, I've done videos like
With
that.
just your face looking at the camera?
Not the entire video, but portions of it, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was really funky. Yeah. Anyway, it's the first time I did it, so people seem to like it. I'll probably do more of them. But my time with the game, the first night there, I mean, I had food poisoning, so I got effed up, and luckily, like there was some like secret session afterwards, so I got to play the game that night with Dogg and 7-5 and some other guys. Spent a lot of time that night, like kind of like mess around with the new Oki system with the bound and seeing what's guaranteed. The bound that causes a spike now after tailspin, etc. And it's hard to like figure stuff out, but it is what it is. And I had a situation where I got like a double spike into thing if people don't backroll it. So there's potential there to beat up like new players. But against people like who are going to be tournament veterans, it's not really going to pan out that way. But you will have like frame advantage, like you discussed before with your Dragonov example. Other than that, though, I just was messing around with new characters. I played a lot with Lucky Chloe, Shaheen, Claudio, and Katarina. That's basically what I spent most of my time on.
Interesting. Now, this is the first thing I thought. So this guy got to play the game a shitload. So I'm thinking, the first thing I want to ask him is, do you like the game?
Yeah, I like the game.
Okay. Next thing I want to ask is, what do you like about the game?
What do I like about the game? I like the speed of it. That was one of the things I didn't expect from it. And in Tag 2, the rounds they drag on. You play 3 out of 5 rounds, everything goes longer. You've got recoverable health and everything. And Tekken 7, you don't have that. It's just some stuff happens. Combos do a lot of damage right now, and the rage arts help kill people out faster. So the games just they move quickly, and I like that about it. It just keeps it upbeat, I guess.
I like that a lot too. I think it will help it be way more watchable, and I think overall it's a good thing for a game to be fast like that. I haven't really talked to you much about this, Bronson, but what are your thoughts about Tekken 7 up until now, up until this point? You're kind of a weird motherfucker, you know that? So I don't know where you're even going to go with this. What do you think about Tekken 7 so far?
I'm not super interested in it, not because it's Tekken 7, but because ever since I think about Tekken 5 or after Tekken 4, I've never been interested in a game until I actually got out onto console for America. So as I'm following the same route, I'm just like, if I see a random video here and there, that's cool and all, but I'm not gonna openly try to get to it or look it up online or anything.
just until it's ready to go.
Yeah, but I've talked to Jimmy about it a lot, and I've talked to Renzo, who's in Japan right now playing the shit. So when it's just like a normal conversation, I'll get into a decent talk, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
So,
well, as of right now, what are your thoughts?
I'm definitely more positive about it than when it first came about. So
what's changed your tune?
It's getting closer to coming out.
So it's just, so basically you're saying you're gonna like it no matter what because it's Tekken.
Dude, I like Tekken 4 at a time.
Right.
I liked fucking the only game of Tekken that I truly hated was 5.1, and so I could shit on Tekken 7 all I want, but I know the moment it comes out here, first couple of days I'll probably be playing it forever.
Did you play 6.0?
I did not play 6.0 because it wasn't in
garbage.
Because it wasn't available to me at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just weird for 5.1 to be the one when I feel like all of us hate 6.0. Like,
and in 6.0 when I did play against Jimmy, like in Sunnyvale, I played Ganryu, so I hated it. I hated that life. But 5.1 was like,
yeah, 5.1 was
It's
shitty
pretty
too.
boring.
I couldn't play it. So
Okay, interesting. It seems like your perspective on it is probably similar to just about everyone else who is so butthurt that they're talking shit online. Everyone's pissed because they can't play it. Duh. I'm pissed because I can't play Mortal Kombat. I'm almost talking shit about the game now. I'm like, man, fuck that game until
I'm not
Monday.
pissed.
I
just, I'm indifferent until it actually comes out.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. That's how, really, though, all joking aside, I'm not talking shit on the game, but I don't want to hear about it anymore. People are giving me links about new strats, and people are giving me combos and fatalities and all this shit, and I don't even want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I just want to play it. So, I can kind of relate to you in that. It's like, seeking out matches and stuff is not exactly what's going to do it for me at this point. I want to play the game. I want to formulate my own tactics and enjoy it myself.
I want to steal some strategies and make it better.
Exactly. Enhance is the word. You want to enhance strategies. I like it. Okay, so now anything else you want to talk about as far as Tekken 7 goes? Rip, you were mentioning what you like about it. Can we talk about what you don't like about it? There must be something that bugs you about the game.
There's still some situations where like corner parts of walls when like I've seen like people like tech roll and just like get shot out aside, like it just random teleportation kind of stuff happening. So I assume they're going to fix all that. Before
keep assuming that.
I have to, right? What else can we do?
Yeah.
And then the rage arts, we talked about that last week a lot. I want more polish on it. It feels like right now, they're lacking personality is what I feel about it. Like each character should have something about their personality that shows in a rage art. That's the way I feel about it. And right now, I just feel that way. It's like, oh well, here's some moves that you've seen me do, except here's a special camera angle for it.
Yeah.
And I don't like that part about it. The other thing I really don't like is the damage scaling on rage arts in combos. I feel like it's worthless. Like there's no reason for you to do a rage art in a combo, unless it's like, you're one hit in the walls right there, and so you need a lot of damage, so you just straight rage art. That's like the only possible example where you hit lock straight into rage art.
I heard you say that there's no reason to use a rage art in a combo, but to me, I can't really think about if there's no other use for a rage art, like they suck, right? How else could you use it? It
just
must
use
be
it raw as a counter hit.
Yeah, but that's not a very tactfully smart way to use it. So
that's the way I feel like it's meant to be used right now because the damage is so low if you add it onto an end of a combo or something.
Right, but what I'm saying is, so let's say tactically that's a bad way to use it, right? So now the only way to use it that's left is in a combo. Wouldn't you take those added, even if they're 3 points at the end of a combo? So basically, what I'm saying is, let's say high-level players are playing it and they're going to use a super, they're going to use it at the end of their combo, and it's going to get scaled to be useless.
It's crazy. Like there was a time where I thought someone was gonna die. Right, I did my combo. I got the tailspin, and I was like, all right, get 3+4, and they'll hit the wall. I'll do a dragon tail flip, and it'll kill him. And I was like, but I just tailspin. Like screw it. I'm just gonna hit my rage art. You know what I mean? All I did was like 4 hits before it, and it didn't kill him. Instead, I was like, I could have killed him by just hitting lost 3+4 into dragon tail flip at the wall. I was like, the rage art didn't do that much damage. That's crazy. It's not like I did Lars's wall combo or something, like I was going for something super simple and super low damage in comparison.
So you think that it's not even worth using? Like
I feel like they got to fix the scaling on it, right?
Huh. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Fix the scaling on it. Maybe it'll... Another thing people are saying that, only a couple of characters have different versions of their rage art. Have you heard about that? So Paul has his. I know Chloe has a multi-hit rage art that's like
Right.
a just frame. Any others that have multi versions? Like, does Claudio have a blue version of his rage art?
So I mean, I haven't seen that. I don't really follow it that closely, but we know Kazuya obviously. He's got his devil form, and that's
Yeah.
far.
Interesting. Okay. So the stuff you don't like is still the same as before, and
The biggest thing I don't like is that we don't get to play it. You know,
yeah.
I mean, I like the game more than that, basically.
It seems like everyone's pretty much in the same boat. Like, we almost don't even want to like it too much, because if you want to like it too much, then your butt's going to start hurting because you can't play it. So, yeah, I agree with both of you guys.
Do you think there's gonna be drastic changes from now until whenever it comes out?
Yeah.
In the system itself.
Hella.
Because right now the way I see the combo system, like there's a king combo that goes around, right? He does hop kick and a shining wizard, and just that combo does about like 40%. You know,
Yeah, I saw that.
a lot, right? And then on a floor break stage, he does a combo. He does shining wizard again at the end, and the final shining wizard does way less damage, right? And so that means that the throws in combos, the air throws in combos, they don't scale the same way that they used to in the past, or that the first hit of combo gets like bonus scaling damage or something, right? So
Bonus damage, yeah.
right, and so however that works, I think they're gonna have to change it or rethink that scaling. So I really feel like after playing it a lot now, I feel like this game is going to get Tekken 7 CR or whatever kind of an update, and then after that we'll get the console version. So I feel like it's going to be a long ways away from where it is right now.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Any thoughts on that? Anybody? Man, there's so many fucking people on this show. I don't even know where to go. I'll go to Steven. You look like you got something on your mind.
I mean, I think I have like the same issues that everyone's kind of been saying, and I haven't even been playing the game. Like, damage scaling is really high, but it's really weird to have that in a very like combo centric game. Like, having high combo count but low combo damage seems like a very weird situation to be in as like someone that balances games.
You know, to me, when I'm watching the system the way it works right now, with the Shining Wizard doing 40% off a hop kick or whatever, to me that sounds good. To me that sounds perfect, because it'll allow for so many more people to be interested in the game. You're automatically opening the game up to a huge demographic that didn't exist. People who don't want to do combos, you know, and believe it or not, that's a really, really large group of people. You know, like, I can think of 10 of my closest friends who would prefer that, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're supposed to dislike that. And that's why, for us, there are tailspins and longer components to the combo. But for the other people, you know, maybe it's designed for those people to be like, okay, let me try it. And then they'll realize that, all right, the newbie beginner level combo is launch into Shining Wizard, but now that I know how to play the game, maybe I'll do some real combos, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say what they're thinking, and it's hard to say how it works even, because we don't know. But I'm thinking that's probably part of the design or the architecture of the game itself. The thing that you mentioned about the bonus damage, that really is interesting to me. I hadn't thought of that yet, but it's possible that once you're airborne, maybe if you do a move that does more than X amount of damage, it gets additional damage. Like, you know, they've done that in Caliber before, but in reverse. So maybe if you do a launcher and you do a hit that does 40 plus points of damage, it will automatically do even more bonus points because you did that move that does high damage. You know, that could be how the scaling system works, for all we know. It's really hard to tell.
The only reason, I looked at it that way is because the Shining Wizard at the beginning and the end of the combo should have been the same amount of damage.
Well, if you're playing by
Because
previous
throws,
rules,
right?
you know?
Because throws don't scale before.
Yeah. So obviously there is something going on with the throw damage. Definitely it is scaling in some way. So I don't know. And on the topic of there being another version of the game, I totally think that that's going to be the case. I mean, I could have guessed that before I even saw the first round of Tekken 7 ever. You could guess that based on history. The last 2 installments of the game did that. The last 3 installments of the game did that. So I don't see how Tekken 5, Tekken 6, and Tekken Tag 2 could do that, and the next one won't. You know, so definitely.
The question to me is whether they go the Tekken 5 route or not. Because Tekken 5, we got 5.0, and then we got the console version, then they went to DR, and then we got the console version. You know what I mean? Like, do they go that route, or do they go the Tekken Tag 2 route, where it's like, here's Tekken Tag 2, you won't play it. Tag 2 Unlimited, okay, you'll get this one plus some more characters. You know, like, and the arcade won't get those characters. I'm interested to see what route they take. That's all it is.
You know, I have to say, that is the route they should take. And the reason I'm saying that, not
Which
is
one?
the route where they should resell the game multiple times. The reason I'm saying that is because now that I'm looking around, the most fucking successful games do that. I mean, they all do that. If you look at the most successful fighting game, Street Fighter, it does that, right? But forget fighting games. Let's look beyond that. When you look at a game like Dark Souls 2, it's been released 3 times already for full price, and everyone bought it. And then you look at GTA 5, released on PS3, full price. PS4, full price. It's coming out on PC, full price city. All they're doing is adding one little shitty component, and it's like, boom, everyone's sucking its dick. The lesson in my mind is that if you create a product that is good enough to compel a group of people to support it, if the product is good enough, they will come. You know, they will support it.
Do you think the Tekken product is good enough to warrant $60 every 6-8 months?
Well, I don't know if
No.
the Tekken product is good enough right now, but I know that if they had that business model and they understood that they could do something like that, if they had the confidence to perhaps take that kind of a risk, I think that it would work. I think that's the only model for the future. The only model for the future is that, to keep supporting a game after it's come out and refining it, because when a game is released in this day and age, it is junk. It's junk. I mean, look at Bloodborne, dude. I mean, that game came out. It has load time problems. It has frame issues. It's not 60 frames per second on a next-gen console. I love the game. I gave it a 420 out of 69. But I definitely understand that this kind of, in this day and age, there's too much money and hype in games for them to not be rushed. They get rushed so hard that you can see it, you know? So I'm thinking, if we know for a fact games are going to be rushed, at least let them be rushed, but support them after they're released, you know? Maybe do something about the pricing. Maybe, you know, I really like the Street Fighter model. I like a cheaper version that's an update that updates your original version. It refines the game and keeps it fresh for the people who are fans of the game that want to continue supporting.
On the Street Fighter one, how long does it take from when they update the arcade version to the console version?
It's
Is that
like immediate.
It's all over the place.
Wait,
No, it's all over the
yeah,
place.
you're right.
It's been all
It's-
over the place.
Recently, it was immediate, but originally, it was really long. The first arcade edition one was really long. Like, I remember Watson was pissed because it was like, you know, it's you're right. It's all over the place. It's all over.
Well, I mean,
the place.
you have to also remember, the original Super Street Fighter 4 never came out to arcades.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
America got it way before anyone in Japan did, because
Didn't
they didn't
even
play
come
it.
out on arcades.
They had to play it on console if they wanted to. So
That's
there's
like
that.
us with Tekken Tag 2. They don't got Dr. B in the arcades.
That's true.
Yeah, it's kind of similar. I mean, you know, I just think that kind of a design where I think the concept of making a game, releasing it, and then just letting it go and never touching it again is like super dinosaur style game development. Like, you just can't do that. It doesn't work well. The game will die no matter what, and the community will resent you for it in the end. So
How much do the Street Fighter updates cost? Like for Super and to Ultra and so it wasn't full price. It
no,
wasn't
it's like
$60.
$30 or something.
Right?
It's like
Yeah.
$29.99.
I think it was 40 for arcade, 30 for or 40 for Super, 30 for arcade edition, then the update for free. And then I think it was like $15 for the last one.
Yeah,
somewhere
so
around those.
something
That's
like
cool
that.
with that.
I don't know. I just think that long-term support is very important, especially for fighting games. I mean, one thing I'm thinking about is Soul Calibur 5. That game came out, and they used all of their resources to patch the game right away. And at the end of the day, the game had, you know, it had real big problems, and they had no more support left for the game. So, you know, I don't know. There must be some way to copy these companies. They're huge for a reason. Obviously, this whole game industry is about copying what's good, right? You look next to you and you realize, this is sick. I'm going to copy it. So I just want Tekken to realize, look at these guys. They're selling the same game 10 times in a row. They could do it. It's not like they can't do it, you know? It's just a matter of the product itself.
Well, it matters if it would sell, because I think that's the big thing that Tekken has to worry about. Because I mean, even Tekken Tag 2, it sold really bad in comparison to everything that they've done before, and even like modern day fighting games, is still like pretty bad. So them trying to sell something that sold probably a couple 100,000 to do it again, cost benefit probably isn't there.
Yeah, I can
Depends on how
totally
much.
see. You know, I can see why they don't want to do it because of the previous game. But I mean, I still believe in that model. I just think that they're scared, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
It's a you know, their style is so Japanese and it's so traditional with the arcade release and
Yeah.
all that.
It's
You know,
really
you know,
just a part of them being like a Japanese company.
Yeah.
It's still like they haven't caught up to a lot of the things that other companies like in America, Europe that are doing that really keep their games going long past when they probably should expire. It's just a problem with the Japanese culture. I say like there's a big problem with Tekken being accepted because it's way too Japanese still.
Yeah,
So
I can see that. I can see that. And the interesting thing is that I haven't even really thought of until this moment, but you know, Street Fighter 4 kind of was really Japanese until I'm sorry, Street Fighter was really Japanese until Street Fighter 4. And I feel like it became like an Americanized kind of westernish kind of a game. And now it's become even more so that way because it's being developed by Combo Fiend, by like it's developed in the West. So you might be totally right about that. Maybe Tekken is a little bit too Japanese for its own good right now because of the way the Western style is more progressive with their business models.
and you have to think about like how Capcom does everything. Like their marketing team is amazingly on point. I know a lot of people on there. Those guys do an amazing job on getting their product out. And Japanese companies, that's not exactly like their strong suit. Like Capcom is very lucky that they have a U.S. component that can handle all that stuff for them.
Yeah,
To handle all the world stuff, all the world tour stuff, handle all the Capcom Cup stuff.
yeah.
That's something that Namco doesn't have. Like they try to reproduce it, but they just never had the devotion to getting that done, putting in
Yeah.
the money and making all the things that get people excited. And it's super Japanese. That's probably the number one reason why Tekken just isn't going to blow up here until they change that and make that a focus on getting people more excited.
Yeah, definitely, it's true. I mean, you're totally right about that. It's you need to get people excited, and to get them excited, you got to think new ideas, new risks, new concepts. You know, free to play is a cool idea. You know, they did that with Tekken Resolute, but keep doing that kind of thinking. You know, feels like they took that dope step and then they went backwards with the arcade release thing with Tekken 7. And you know, how many more? Is this gonna be the last Tekken? We don't even know. How many more Tekkens do they have in them for them to be like still keeping this old school model? You know, so I don't know. I don't know about it, but I basically am with you guys on the worst thing about Tekken 7 is that we can't play it. And
On the marketing thing, there's Seth Killian's like irreplaceable. You can't get another Seth Killian. You're not gonna get that lucky. You know,
He was amazing.
Rich.
Like he was huge when the game came out. Like Seth Killian drove that game. In marketing, he was in front of the camera every single time somebody wanted to talk to Street Fighter. Like, dude, Capcom did an amazing job with their marketing. So
that's what it's all about. You know?
One more thing about marketing. I mean, I remember recently Markman tweeted something about like how the latest two character reveals for Tekken 7, Josie Rizal and Lucky Chloe, got like way more media coverage than any other previous whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking like, that's cool. Like, there's a bunch of media coverage about Tekken 7 that affects who, and how does that even help Namco right now? You know, like, are people going to remember, oh yeah, Josie and Lucky Chloe in a year and a half when the game hits console? You know, like, does that carry over? I don't feel like it does, but maybe I'm wrong.
Snoop Dogg marketing, yes.
Man,
That was good money.
More
The
people
idea
talked about Lucky Chloe and Josie Rizal than Snoop Dogg. That's for sure.
you know the Snoop Dogg the Snoop Dogg joke, it is gonna get better with time. The older Tekken Tag 2 gets, the more we're gonna be like, can you fucking believe the Snoop Dogg decision? The older it gets, the more I think
The
about
music
it.
video, man.
Dude,
When you brought up that thing where you're like, dude, if you went back 10 years ago and told yourself, yo, in 10
Tekken
years there's gonna be a
7.
Tekken with Snoop Dogg in it, you're gonna be like, dude,
that's
what
the
the hell's wrong with
dumbest.
you?
That's the dumbest idea I ever heard in my life. Let me just quit Tekken now. You know, that's what we would have said 10 years ago. Snoop Dogg? Are you serious? Yeah. I don't know. It's funny because if you think about it, the Snoop Dogg idea is like a progressive risk, right? But wow, we're over here thinking like cutting edge, you know, different versions of the game, free to play, early access, and they're like, forget all that bullshit. Snoop Dogg. Let's get him on the phone. You know.
I want to see the marketing pitch to the guy that came up with
Dude,
that
I'm
shit.
telling you, I wish we could get the tapes. You know, the internal tapes of the meeting where Snoop Dogg was okayed. Oh man.
I'm
Oh,
sure it
man.
was like a 2-minute conversation.
Yeah.
It
In
had
the
to be.
bathroom, in the stalls at Namco
Yeah.
headquarters, like taking a dump. Like, all right, Snoop
Just
Dogg.
knocking on the door, locking.
What do you think of this, Snoop Dogg? Pass the
It's
TP.
great. Let's go.
Let's get
Yeah.
something really hot going on.
Flush,
That
light a
was,
match.
it was 5 years ago.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe that happened. But anyway, okay. Now, anything else before we move on? Because you know the topic we're gonna start talking about. We're gonna put you motherfuckers under the lights. So, what the hell happened with Strong Style? What the hell?
So when was Strong Style? September 24th?
I think it was.
Okay. Obviously, you know, I want to thank everyone that worked on it. Steven, Chris, anyone that's helped on it, the staff. We took on a huge project, right? We had amazing idea, and between the 3 or 5 of us that volunteered, it was definitely bigger than we could handle. So
I don't know if that's necessarily it. Like, it feels like when you say it like that, like, I think it was, well, let's just go. I'll let you finish, but then I'll.
okay.
I don't
So
think it was.
we had an amazing idea, and I failed on the execution of it. After many talks, we've had many discussions on what to do with Strong Style, and you know, right now it's pretty much Plan C, because you know we got the plane tickets for you guys to come up in like, was it December?
3rd.
Yeah. So that was, you know, that wasn't too bad. It was like a 2 to 3 month turnaround, which I was pretty happy with. Now it's come April, and we're much more busy in our real lives than we were before then. So yeah, we sat down. I had an idea where we were just gonna fucking release everything to the general well, not, it was a team, and we released everything to the general public. But in the end, we realized the only reason we did this tournament really was for Patrick Collins, right? So it would have been a letdown if we weren't gonna at least finish it somehow on our own terms. So on that note, I'm gonna pass out to Steven for the first part of our plan, and then I'll go to Seglia's part where we have a plan, or the second part too, where we'll do what we need to do.
Okay, you
I
have
don't-
the floor,
what is
Steven.
what am I supposed to say to that?
Well, why don't you just answer?
So you just
start
say
from
the
scratch.
thing, and then we'll do everything else. Well, so yeah, and I mean, just to kind of go off of what Bronson was saying, there was a lot of like timing things in terms of just personal life for all of us that kind of hit right when we were trying to get everything done. The decision to bring you guys up, I mean, it was something that we definitely wanted to finish up, but we had a lot of issues in terms of getting the resources that we needed to finish off like really key components of it. And it was really unfortunate, but we kind of decided to make the call that, you know, let's get this baked. Let's try to get this right before we bring you guys up here and have you guys do all the commentary and everything. And I say, as soon as the new year started, there was like a lot of different avenues that everybody in this project ended up having to take. You know, I think I ended up having to get a new job, moved over and tried to like advance my career. Bronson is doing stuff with his career as well, moving forward. And Chris ended up picking up and taking a big hand in NCR. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that just kind of hit us when we knew that we could finish this, but then life sort of took precedence, and you can't really take a step back from life. You can take a step back from like your side passions and stuff like that to dedicate. But it's really sad just kind of how it turned out. And I think all of us feel bad about it. When it came down to it, and it just like, dude, we need to get something out. Everyone's kind of bugging us. We feel we were getting like almost accosted by certain people about Strong Style, and it just sucks because you can't put in the time to see the product to the end. So we looked at the schedule. We kind of looked at everything that was coming up, and keeping in mind that, you know, we were going to put out the matches and just kind of call it, but it felt really disingenuous to do that to Patrick. So in order to keep everything going, we kind of looked at this calendar, and Patrick Collins died of sickle cell anemia. really sudden, came out of nowhere. So we looked at the schedule for the sickle cell events, and Sickle Cell Awareness Day is coming up on June 19th. So in order to get prepared for that, we want to start having a donation drive towards sickle cell. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be taking Strong Style, all the edited content that we have, and having everybody come out and doing. What the hell is going?
Yeah, what's all that noise?
It's bacon.
I'm
Oh, we're
trying to keep it down.
Okay. Hey, trying to be serious here.
Keep going.
And so we're going to bring down Eris, we're going to bring down Rip, we're going to bring down a whole bunch of other people. We're going to have everything done live. We're going to do commentary, do all the matches exactly how it would be on the pre-done content. But the idea is that we're just going to do this as a donation drive, have everybody kind of just enjoy the event post after, bring in people on Skype, have them interview, talk about their matches, get a lot more coverage on stuff that we didn't have and all the resources that we weren't able to come up with. So,
yeah, we definitely have a lot more ideas with this one, knowing that we're gonna do things differently. And to point out the fundraiser thing, I think Strong Style is gonna match up to $500 of whatever you guys donate during this weekend. That number obviously could be more or less, who knows? But it's all for a good cause, and I have some crazy plans of like getting fucking speed kicks to commentate his own match.
Hey, can I just ask you guys real quick? Why don't you guys just like put the matches out?
That would be planned. That would be the second part of this, right?
Mhm.
So I still want to do this whole weekend thing. At the team, me, Steven, and Segley, I think it's a good idea, just to get a weekend of raising some money for sickle cell, yeah. And then after this, we're just gonna release all the footage raw. Whatever you guys want to do with it, I don't even give a fuck. But all of it's gonna be out there in the world through YouTube, maybe through Spooky, maybe through you guys. But every single match that we recorded will be uploaded on YouTube.
yeah. The idea was always that we were going to put out all the matches. We would have liked to have done it sooner if we got the actual event out, but it's still coming. We're going to get all the matches out. I think we're going to slowly put everything out as we can get them, everything that isn't going to be in the weekend broadcast. So we're planning on doing 2 days. So it's basically going to be exactly how we were planning on doing the stream.
Okay.
Or the original pre-recorded, everything with the editing.
So at this point, basically, which plan is this now? Preparation H? Preparation H.
Middle of the alphabet.
Okay, and we haven't figured out when this is because we don't know. I don't know.
We have a date in mind. It's up to Aries to figure out if he can make that.
Get your shit together, dude.
And if I can't make that, does that mean the date is not gonna happen?
No,
The
it's
date
gonna happen.
will change, obviously.
No, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. What? Well, I mean,
We'll call you in, dude. We'll Skype you in.
yeah. Listen, we'll figure it out.
And-
I really had fun, and I really like you guys a lot, and I really love Tekken, and I think people really should see these matches, and they deserve to see these matches. And I don't just want them to see these matches with halfway sleepy Eris doing commentary while he's fucking looking at flowers, or fucking halfway sleepy Rip or whatever. They deserve attention because I think the event was something very special, and it really deserves better.
I completely agree.
I was there. I watched the matches, and you know what's even more fucked up? I was there. I watched the matches, but I intentionally watched them with the mentality of forget them, so that when I actually watch them for commentary, it will feel like the first
we're helping
time.
you out with that by delaying the release.
Yeah, I noticed that. Now they're
I forgot
completely
that shit.
erased. I can barely even fucking remember the event ever happening, So
Yeah, you don't even remember the phone call you had with Bronson. So.
yeah, I barely do. Exactly. I intentionally force out any memory of Bronson as soon as he's not in front of my face. It's a thing I've learned to do.
So Jesse is going. So after all this time, they're just releasing raw files, and I called him a dumbass. So it's not all this time. It's raw files. We do have stats go on some of the matches. We do have the overlays. We do have the tickers. We have everything pretty much. Besides the fucking crazy ass crunch of the stats. So Jesse, shut the fuck up. Like afterwards, tell me any other tournament that is willing, that has recorded every fucking single match in the tournament, and is basically just giving it out. You know,
Listen,
tell me another American tournament that's done that.
there's no need to get defensive.
And I,
Shit happens, okay? And don't read the chat, you motherfuckers. I've told you guys a million times, the chat is full of fucking bottom-feeding shitheads.
It's fucking Jesse though. Like,
yeah, he's the bottom. You think
I
Jesse would say
you.
that to your face? Of course
I
not.
would
He'd have
think
his fucking tail between his
Sentinel-
legs.
I would
He's
think
gonna be a
Sentinel
pussy
message,
in real life. You know
would
it.
actually realize what the fuck we're doing.
Don't read the chat room. They're all so buff in the chat room.
Fucking
They're
Sentinel
pussies in
message,
real
dude.
life, dude. Don't
Fuck
even
that
fucking
Sentinel
read that.
message guy.
You see, you don't listen. He doesn't listen.
All right.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm used to it. I know how you guys operate. The chat room acts so fucking buff when they're behind this fucking keyboard. But in real life, they're a bunch of pussies. So you don't want to get pissed off. You don't want to get riled up at that. Obviously, you don't have to be a scientist to figure it out. Shit happens. They were doing this shit out of their pocket. You don't understand how much money they lost. Maybe they did it wrong. Maybe they had a weird old school Japanese style mentality or whatever. And they fucking are not thinking progressive enough to have a stream and sponsors like every other fucking tournament. But it's their event. So all of you could go fuck yourselves. They didn't have to do it. It cost them a shitload of money, and they did it. And some of us went there, and if we're lucky, we'll get some matches, and hopefully with some commentary.
I still see the event as a success. Everyone that
Me
I've talked
too.
to that's
Me
actually
too.
been there, they fucking loved it.
Me too.
Like, I think this whole aftermath. Yeah, I know I built it up pre-event, but it's seriously a bonus. Like, the whole point of this event was just to have it going. Make something that would make Pat proud, and I think we did that. Everyone came out, happy. I'm sure even Speed Kicks, even after all the shit no.
I don't know about that one.
After all the shit he took, he took from you guys, he still said, you know what, Strong Style was a great event.
Dude,
So,
it's going down in history. The people that went there know what's up. And on top of that, all you motherfuckers talking shit about Bronson, don't forget that that's exactly what he said before Strong Style happened. He said, this is for the people that are going to be there. This is exactly why we're running the tournament. For you who's going to be there. Everything else is a bonus. So, you didn't get your bonus yet. Whatever. That's the end of that. I just think that it's unfortunate the way it panned out, but dude, shit happens and real life happens, and you guys chose to do it this way, and that's the way it happened. We're still going to try to rectify it, and we'll do our best to see what happens. Everyone's working hard to make sure that we can all support the Tekken scene, so, I'm just saying, don't be a dick.
Well, even then, I'm just kind of like, we did promise a lot of things. I don't really blame anybody for being upset. It is something that we did fail on. We overscoped quite a bit, and I'd be more than willing to go over details, and if people wanted to ask about it.
Fuck that.
It just came down. It just came down to that the resources that we thought we were going to have, we didn't have, and asking people to keep going on this long after we had missed dates, missed all these other things that we were trying to do. It just wasn't fair to keep going on and doing everything. And
yeah, it makes sense. You don't have to. At this point, I think everyone who is like an understanding human realizes that shit went wrong. Shit happens. How do we even know what happened? For all we knew, Bronson's dog's girlfriend could have died, or fucking we don't know exactly what these personal issues were that held up, Strong Style. So it's none of our fucking business, especially considering how no one's spending a dime on it, and the people that did spend a dime on it were there and had a fucking blast. So. I don't know. It's just one of those situations where this is the reason why I don't have a Facebook or go on forums. Because everyone out there, like this motherfucker Jesse Montez, grows giant balls. Get out of here.
I want to ask a question, though.
Go for it.
If you guys were to run another event, what approach would you take? Would you try to do the same thing you did this time, or would you stream it?
Same shit, no stream,
same
no
shit.
videos.
Don't ask Bronson.
No video. No videos. Okay.
No
I think if we were
videos
going
this
to
time.
try to do the same thing, there'd have to be some way that we could get money to pay people to do the work that we needed to get done.
So is it mainly like stat crunching stuff?
Yeah, a lot of it was stat stuff. We overscoped exactly. I had talked to a lot of people about, can you guys help us out? We had a lot of people coming up and talking to us like, hey, can I help out with this? After we showed it on the stream, right? And so I scoped out an amount of people. We had, around 20 people that were like, yeah, dude, I'm down. Let's go do stats. And so I spent all the time getting the sheet set up and having people like keeping the dialogue. Hey, we're going to have this going in a couple weeks, going on course, Tekken Academy. And then it just came down to like, okay, here we have everything. We have everything. We have the
That
sheet and
dog
everything.
is hilarious. I need glasses so it doesn't look like a dog. It looks like an alien or some shit. I'm sorry, dog. I don't mean to be rude, but you look like an alien. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And when it came down to it, like only like a few people ended up hitting me up when it came like time to do everything. And we thought we had everything scoped out. Like I went over the numbers with everybody. Everyone was like, okay, this sounds like we could actually get this done. Around 20 people, matches took around like an hour or two to get done each. Like 140 hours between like 20 people is nothing. It's like 7 hours each. But then like people fell out. And when it came down to actually doing it, like maybe about 8 people hit me up. And even then after that, like I here showed them exactly how to do it. And I got even less matches than that coming back to me on the first round of matches that needed to happen. And that really threw like a big wrench in getting the stats and everything, because Chris had already cut to edit towards having the stats in the video. This was going to be part of the commentary. So everything that we had laid out was really depending on these stats. And so at the end, there was really only 2 people out of like the 20 plus people that hit me up before. So we're talking about working at 10% of the workload that we thought that we were going to get. And even like modest estimates would have given us the full month to do everything for 140 hours between X amount of people. It should have been doable, but a lot of people saw what the work was or didn't even bother to check it out. And I'm not blaming anybody because it's kind of the same situation. I understand everybody has things to do in life.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna like put that on people like, okay, you screwed us over. No, it's just something that we tried to work through. And the people who did work on it, they worked their ass off. We had Bilal and Will Reeves, and these guys were fucking troopers. These guys knocked out like 20 something matches each.
Wow.
It was fucking amazing.
That's a shitload. Hey, say their names again.
That was Bilal and Will Reeves, and these guys were fucking nuts. And I was over there trying to beg people to get things done. I was like begging in Core's Tekken Academy. I was begging in every place that I possibly could, like, hey, I need help to get this done. And we just couldn't get the people that had the free time to dedicate to it. And that's kind of like the big thing that rolled us all back. So
yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, I understand. Shit happens. You don't have to be so apologetic. It's not like you fucking whatever. Strong Style was sick, okay? And you're trying to rectify it. Big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else that we don't know, or maybe my personal vibe on it was that, like, I don't see why everyone's so butthurt. You guys did everything that you said you were gonna do, which was that the fucking event is for the players. The rest was bonus. And it didn't work out. The rest takes a shitload of work. That's why I don't edit videos. It's really fucking hard work. It's very hard. You gotta sit at a computer like a schmuck and not play any video games or have any kind of fun. You gotta just sit there and click on things. Left click, right click, down tab. What is all this shit? Timelines. It's a nightmare. I don't blame you. It sounded like a fucking nightmare, okay? So we were saying it sounds like a nightmare before it happened. It was a nightmare, and now we're saying it sounded like it was a nightmare. So definitely, it's not an easy thing to do. I totally understand that, and we'll see what happens in the future. The point is that we all love Tekken, and we're all supporting Tekken, and basically what I'm trying to get at is the only way we'll forgive you is if you run another Strong Style.
Damn, all right.
That's it. And I'm speaking for the entire internet. But this
Are you
time,
serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. And this time, I think maybe you should consider some other avenues of thought. Consider perhaps doing it the classic: get a sponsor, run a stream. Considering you have so many great streamers in
But
it's so hard getting sponsors. Like the if we're talking about like what the biggest problem Strong Style had, it was that we didn't have money coming in to do a lot of the things. Like if we could pay people to do things, like how a professional organization would to get things done, it would be easy. I would pay somebody, $10 per match to do stats. We would pay somebody, a couple $1,000 to get editing done.
Perhaps let's drop the stats idea. What about a traditional, very traditional stream, VODs, that's it.
I mean, we could do it, but I don't think that it's something that would have progressed anything. Like the way that I looked at it when we originally talked about doing the video idea was a stream on Strong Style. We would have put it out. It would have been cool. Everybody would have forgot about it like 2 weeks after. And the idea was that we were thinking about something that would push fighting games in general, like in another direction. And yeah, it's a big scope to try to change something really dramatically with the head count of 3 people. Like that's fucking difficult to make that kind of impact. And I think that everybody was well prepared for it, but even then we didn't understand exactly what our scope was going to be, and having things in real life kind of derail us.
Yeah.
So if it came down to it, I would love to try to do the same thing all over again, but knowing that we aren't going to have the money influx to make sure that this work gets done on a regular schedule, that we're going to have people that can be dedicated to this instead of, you know, worrying about like jobs and other things in life. That would have been perfect. If we got to the point where we were like every other esport, like fighting games in general was like every other esport, where they have people who dedicate their lives to commentating, dedicate their lives to broadcasting, dedicate their lives to, you know, going through and getting stats for everything, we would be in such a better place. But we don't have that economy with it. So
Tekken,
go ahead.
Street Fighter or fighting games community is already a niche community for sponsorship. Street Fighter's already taken over on that. Tekken's even smaller than that. And when you're running a Tekken only tournament, it's very, very hard to get any type of sponsorship when you're just like, you know, what's your viewership gonna be for the stream? And you're like, I don't know, maybe 4K, 5K at most.
Who's gonna pay to advertise the 4K?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, and then when it actually comes to the idea, like when it comes time, you know, you see maybe fucking 1,500 people watching. That's not gonna work.
No,
you know?
It's not gonna work. You're right. But that's looking in the past. And looking into the future, at least as far as I'm concerned, you know, excluding the concept of strong style, I'm just talking about the future, right? We know that PCs are where the sponsors are at. And we also are thinking that there is probably a really good chance Tekken 7 will come out on PC. They've talked about it many, many times, at least in terms of them acknowledging that it's a possibility. So, who knows what could happen in the future? Maybe you'll get a PC sponsor that will support Strong Style. You know, it's not beyond the realm of possibility, especially, you know, yesterday I did commentary for Wednesday Night Fights Online Edition for Street Fighter 4, sponsored by HyperX, Arcade Shock, Split, whatever the fuck it is, and all these other shits, you know? And I'm over here thinking to myself, like, dude, we're in Alex Valla's fucking house in a room, like I'm in a room right now. I mean, that would, you know, I'm just saying it's very doable. You just have to do it right, and I think we're starting to figure things out, you know? I mean, we're maturing as fans of Tekken, and I think that if everyone uses their noggin, we can make things like Strong Style happen. If we all, you know, do it right. And we're not a bunch of stubborn-ass fucking bird motherfuckers like Bronson down there, you know? And don't have such a bad negative attitude when people say shit he doesn't like. Look at his face right now. Look at his face right now. He's rolling in his grave right now.
Okay. So after Strong Style 4, we said no. No, never again. After Strong Style 5, we say no, never again.
See you guys later. See you guys. See you guys for Tekken 7 Strong Style 6 announced today. What's the date? Mark it. 4/9/2015. We'll see you. They'll make it up to you, internet. They'll make it up to you. Wow. They'll get the videos out, and they'll do another Strong Style. It'll happen someday.
If you did run another Strong Style, you know, you could use the day beforehand to stream the last Strong Style and just do the commentary.
Holy shit! Hang on to your matches
It'll be like Bang the Machine, right? Like only
showing at every Strong Style.
That actually sounds like a decent idea. Like save the best matches and don't show them to anyone.
Yeah, you could. Everyone only wants to see the Speed Kicks versus Princess Ling match, dude, so you can just show that every time you run a Strong Style. Yeah, every Strong Style. Like, everyone turn off your cell phones. No cell phones.
APOC trying to do his backflip and landing on his head. It's just easy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now we're talking. Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead.
So, just to speak to the PC comment, I do think that there is, like, a future there. But I don't know if the fighting game community, I mean, it's still like really dependent on the fighting game community being able to be like equitable for somebody to invest in. And I think PC definitely gives us that option. If we can get people that, you know, PC buyers are a higher quality of consumer, just because they have to buy so many more things. There's so many things that you can put into towards a PC. The money could be there, and I mean, if you think about like how matches are saved in Tekken, we could have done this entire tournament, recording the matches, taking the file itself, the save file, and then parsing out all the data, getting all the stats for that like in a minute for every single match in the tournament. And it's just like we're stuck on this console age where we can't really do all the things that we need to get done, and it keeps us from succeeding economically. It's rough. It's rough trying to run a fighting game community tournament.
Especially if you're not one of the big games. Yeah.
Yeah, if you aren't getting, over 10,000 hits at a minimum, good luck getting somebody that's going to give you reasonable money to, try to do some of the things that would push everybody forward. So
yeah, I know. I'm just saying, it's not impossible. Definitely is not impossible. I'm seeing it happen in front of my eyes, and it's not like Alex Valet is a fucking genius mastermind. He just knows what he's doing. He's got the hustle going on, and it's working really well. I'm proud of him. He's really like taking this shit to. He used to deliver Coca-Cola. I mean, this guy, really has taken this shit to a new level, and he's running these streams for big events, and then you have Spooky. Who knows what he's gonna do? I hear he's on the cusp of getting hired at some kind of crazy job or some shit. So, I'm just saying, it's very. We just have to think smart. No Snoop Dogs, no fucking shitty ass ideas, making people wait for years, types of things. There are good strats out there. So. Anyway, we'll sort it out. I loved Strong Style, and in my heart, I can't wait till the next one. That's what I'm thinking. I can't wait till the next Strong Style. So,
nice.
Well, keep waiting.
I'm gonna.
Talk to Jimmy. You're gonna have to talk to Jimmy about
that.
Yeah,
Jimmy's gonna have to run the next
one. I don't care.
Guys.
I don't care what you say. I'll see you guys there. It doesn't matter when it is. I'll see you guys there. Anyway, okay, we gotta call people bitches, but before we do that. Let's let everybody plug their shit. Go ahead, Ricky. I noticed you started streaming way more lately. What's your shit sound like? What's your channel?
Why don't you spell out my Twitch channel for me?
RICKEEE.
Good shit.
ZY.
Follow me on Twitch and Twitter at RickSteezy, RickSteezy, 3 E's. I stream Tekken and hopefully Mortal Kombat whenever the fuck I get it. I'm so pissed.
Right?
I want it right now already. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Rip?
Yeah, you guys can find me at twitch.tv/LEVELUPYOURGAME.
What?
Yeah, that's 4 words.
Not even...
Level up your game. And you can find me on Twitter at REEPAL.
Steven, anything you'd like to plug?
No, just follow NorCal Strong Style and continue to be disappointed until we get this out.
I like that. I like your business model because nobody's a paying customer, so fuck the customer. They're always wrong. I like that. Okay, Bronson, anything you'd like to plug or anything going on? You're going to Northwest Majors, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Everyone's going Northwest Majors.
Yeah, we're all going.
That's a huge tournament, by the way. I went there thinking it was gonna be some fucking scrub fest.
I thought so too.
And then all of a sudden, like Ricksta goes.
Yeah, I'm the tipping point.
Listen. All joking aside, on the topic of Northwest Majors, I was just recently talking about because I went to Final Round, and Final Round has just historically been such a prestigious tournament, and it was my first time there. After seeing Final Round and how dope it was, I still have to say Northwest Majors was pretty amazing. If you consider it and compare it to the quote-unquote biggest tournament on the East Coast there is, I thought Northwest Majors was pretty nice. They have a really nice venue. It looks good, and a lot of players are going, and it was well organized, and it looks like a pretty prestigious event overall.
You got to give up to that community because they're not very good at the game, but they love the game. And they're willing to put in money and time and dedication to bringing all these players out there, which is pretty fucking insane, Because I know how it is with us trying to bring international players to NorCal, and it's fucking. They're bringing like 10 to 15 people from America. it's crazy.
Yeah, it is very impressive the way they're putting it all together.
Yeah.
And just thinking back, at the lifespan of Tekken Tag 2. I mean, it looks like Northwest Majors, let's call it 1 and 2, right? Northwest Majors last year and this year are turning out to be 2 of the biggest, at least West Coast, U.S. Tekken tournaments that we're gonna have in the whole lifespan of the game.
They are.
So, I wouldn't have seen that coming when Tekken Tag 2 launched. I wouldn't have thought that Northwest Majors is gonna be the sickest shit, right? No, but it is. It seems to be. So, I mean, we're gonna have Anakin, we're gonna have Princess Ling, Bronson, Naps, Rip,
Princess
Ripta,
Ling's going?
tons of people.
Yeah,
Tons of
Ling's
people
going.
are going. Yeah.
I heard Speed Kicks is going.
Mm?
Oh, really?
Anakin.
Amazing.
Anakin. I heard some Saudi people are going.
Dude,
What?
right?
There's just a lot of fucking people going. Gaguni is going, I think.
Oh,
Yep.
my.
He's going. Wade Gamble's going.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, who could forget Wayne Gamble, top 8 final round.
yeah.
You know, that hair.
Yeah. He had something
Dude, I've been
in
talking
it.
so much shit about his hair and his Echo jacket that he wore, and he got a little bit butthurt about
Ooh.
that. So
They
Oh,
still
I'm
thank
make
still
you,
it.
gonna
bud.
talk shit. It's
So
funny.
we should talk more about it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, anything else before we start calling people bitches?
No, just plug Northwest Majors on my end. That's a good one.
For sure. Northwest Majors, it's happening April 24th through 26th. We're all going to be there. I don't know who's going to stream it, but someone is. I'm sure at some point, Rip and I will jump on commentary, probably Ricky too, and it's going to be legit. Okay, all that said and done. Anyone have their bitch callings ready to roll?
I say we don't do any bitch callings and we do birthday shout outs because
No.
that shit is dope, right?
No.
What the
Shout
fuck
outs
are
to the people that have the
shout-outs?
birthday today.
Dude, they're doing combat casts, right? And during the combat casts, where everyone is so thirsty to watch Mortal Kombat footage, right, and hear info about Mortal Kombat, the two guys are like, all right, let's take this opportunity in this 1 hour that we have to show you Mortal Kombat to just randomly give people happy birthday shout-outs
That's
from
pretty
Twitter.
tight.
And he's
Let me
got a
look
list. He's just reading off people's names off this list. And I'm
All right,
thinking
let
to
me see whose
myself,
birthday is today.
no,
See, all you
man.
know, it's like all you have to do is like you don't even have to say their whole name. He's like, all right, happy birthday to Tony. I'm glad you were born today. Kathy. It's like,
Shit,
dude,
fuck
I think-
Tony, fuck Kathy, and all that. Where's smoke? We want smoke.
So all right, well, so that's part of my bitch calling is whoever decided to give a birthday shout outs on that shit, and the other one is whoever the original strong style where we didn't get the videos was SBO qualifiers,
Oh,
whatever that year was.
Down.
Where Eris beat Naps, and we still don't have videos of that. We're never gonna have videos. That
Was
shit
that
is
strong
it's-
style?
no,
No,
that
that
was
was-
SBO.
that was-
SBO.
Yeah, that was just
Yeah,
SBO
SBO
Quals
calls.
in San Mateo, right?
That was
yeah.
such.
Someone one of you
Hey,
such
don't chew gum.
yeah,
Don't chew
chew
gum, don't
gum.
swear, okay?
Gum
Who
was
put
not
this on the
allowed.
floor?
Swearing was not allowed. Oh
I-
man,
Family
What do you-
zone.
One of you NorCal guys took that footage and burned it. I feel like.
I don't
feel
blame
like
him.
you guys.
So the person that would have got it would be Master Bolo, but I'm pretty sure it's gone from the face of the earth. So
Nice.
Oh.
sad
okay.
times. Such a good match. We should talk about that match sometime.
Yeah,
It was a
let's
good
talk
match.
about it. Anyway, okay. So yeah, those people are bitches. I agree. Rip, you're not ready?
I don't really have one, so I'm gonna just frame James a bitch
Okay.
because he's not going to Northwest Majors and he loves this game more than anyone. And really, it's like one of the last big Tekken Tag 2 tourneys.
How did James do in final round?
He got top.
Typical, not top 4. You know.
He got top 8.
Typical
Okay.
beats everyone with bullshit with Yoshi to get to top 8, and then loses
Oh.
because he's doing bullshit with Yoshi in top 8.
James's match against Cody Vu was my favorite match of final round. I
That
would
was so
watch it.
bad.
I would watch it if you
That was
guys.
It was so
bad.
bad.
I would
right?
watch
Thank you, Bronson. Thank you.
You should check
That
it
was
out.
such a bad match.
As a spectator, it was the best.
No.
Match. It was the best. The best.
As a Tekken player, it was so bad.
No. Nobody's a Tekken player. The game's old. Come on, man.
Tekken's old.
The tournaments don't ever even release footage. It's just
They
fucking
were-
like they
they were
never
just- it
happened.
was-
Ghost
Both of them
tournaments.
just had like a suitcase of money, and they kept handing it to each other. Like, I don't want this money. No, you have it. You have the money.
Okay.
Eventually, someone finally took it.
Sounds like James is another bitch. That's going on the spreadsheet. Steven, who's a bitch?
NorCal Strong Style's a bitch, but we're gonna try to make it up. We're gonna try to make it up to everybody. So just stay tuned for the stream. We're gonna try to make it as awesome as possible, and hopefully everybody doesn't have any more death threats for us.
Please.
Death threats?
Internet.
For us
we
or for
we
me?
haven't got death threats. I haven't got death threats. Bronson
I
has
have.
death threats, but it
Anyway.
has
Bronson has been getting death threats since
Yeah.
1996.
Yeah.
nothing to do with Strong Style.
It's just his usual Monday morning death threats.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Okay. Bronson.
So I want to say happy birthday to Hugh Hefner. He's 89 today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kristen Stewart, 25.
Nice.
Cute.
Mhm.
All right. And I want to call Steven a bitch for calling NorCal Strong Style a bitch.
Ooh, Harrington? Nope. Okay.
Dennis Quaid, 61, looking pretty good.
Nice.
Looking pretty good.
Keep going.
Keep going.
So you don't have a bitch calling?
I called Steven a bitch.
Okay,
How
Steven.
dare Hey, Katsuni,
Oh.
the porn star. She's 36.
Nice.
Happy birthday.
Cool. 36. She's over the hill.
Wow.
Yeah, she's donezo, man.
Yeah.
But
Okay. And my bitch calling is everybody who has Mortal Kombat 10 right now. I'm stuck talking to these fucking schmucks over here instead of playing. So you guys are all bitches. All of you. Anyway, that's the show. Internet, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.
Bye.